When I think about expectations, I think about relationship choices that most of us have made in life. Normally, we get into a relationship because we have a real strong emotion about a person, which means we're validating our point of view based on a strong emotion. Well, the problem with that, I don't know about you, but me, most of the mistakes in my life made, I felt very strongly about. I know you can think, and join me in this, that there were times people advised you against doing something. You felt really strong about doing it. You did it anyway. And then the negative consequence came. And all of a sudden, you realize something. We should go to school on that decision making, that, okay, just because I feel strongly about it doesn't mean it's true or that it's the right thing. Because most people validate an action based on how strongly they feel about it. And I don't know about you, but every major mistake I've ever made in my life, I felt very strongly about it. I'm not hearing any amens. I must be in the quietest church in America. But watch this. The reason we continue to make these mistakes is because we don't go to school or we don't allow ourselves to gain wisdom from the failures in our lives. So what happens, we build up this history of failures, and our decision making has led us into mistakes, and we end up relying on the knowledge from the mistakes, not to help us avoid them, but to get into them because we think this time, watch this, something that turned out the same way 10 times is going to be different. So get to liking somebody, you know you like them, but it's got all these red flags going off. Then you start making excuses for that individual. They're not saved, but maybe they will get saved. They don't work, but maybe they will get a job. They don't take responsibility for anything they do, but maybe they'll start, because your strong emotion is causing you to override your common sense. So the alarms are going off, but you find yourself, anytime you've got to make a half a dozen excuses for someone you're interested in, so you can stay interested in them, there might be a problem. So what do we do? I always say this. I don't like failure, but I really don't like it when I don't learn from it. People that try make mistakes. It's like this. You know when you're riding down the highway and a bug flies into your windshield, you do know the bug thinks he's going to change that thing. What am I saying to you? Institutions don't change for people. Institutions ultimately always win. Established truths don't change because we want them to. They'll outlast our desire for them to change. Because the truth, according to the word of God, endures through all generations. So truth, whether it's relationally, circumstantially, whatever that truth might be, the truth of God, that will last. So we have to evaluate, okay, liking this person, 15 other people with this person have failed. I want to keep trying. Here's the problem. What are you going to have to give up about you that person can't replace in order for you to be with them? How much of you do you have to lose? How much strength, emotional health, resources, time do you have to give up to stay with that person? Now, these are some difficult things to talk about, but look here. Most people have been through what we're talking about right now. We're having this conversation. It's not strange to most people. We are absolutely in people's lives right now. Your life, my life in the past. We're there. The reality is you cannot afford in the day that you live for a couple things to happen. First off, you never let a person ask you to give up what they can't replace. So the person asks you to give up your faith, or not verbally, attitudinally, get along better if you weren't so committed to God. They can't replace God in your life. You work too much, so they have another job for you. That business takes up too much of your time, they don't have another business for you. People are notorious for asking you to give up what they can't replace. Peace of mind, settledness in your heart, strength, money, asking you to give up what they can't replace. Never let anyone ask you in words or actions to give up what they cannot place. Always remember this. It's history. Past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. Past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. Well, I hope that helped. I know it might have stung a little bit. So you learn from our failures. You've got to learn from them, and you've got to get wisdom from them. Why? So we don't make the same mistakes over and over again. All right. If you can think of at least one example of how you overrode wisdom based on a strong emotion, and the result was not to your liking, write me. If you got a short video, you can send me to kind of help us as this thing becomes viral around the world. When you're able to say, you know what, I learned from this. I don't want to hear, I did this and I keep doing it, unless you're saying, I finally learned. Because if we keep repeating the same mistakes, we're not learning from our failures, and wisdom can't come out of the mistake that we made. Write me on the site, send a video. We'd love to help it spread around the world. You're going to add to the wisdom, help us help other people. Because there's a felt need out here. How do I change the direction of my life, especially in my relationship, love relationships, friendships? How do I change that trajectory? I can't wait to hear from you. See you soon.